When it comes to anxiety, because you did talk about it and you were in a car accident, and you know you may have felt your heart was pounding, like you felt like you was having a heart attack.
Last year, I was in a car accident. On top of being in that car accident in last February, on top of things that was going on in my personal life, and it brought on that anxiety.
You may have had sweaty palms, you know. So anxiety is that disorder that really affects all parts of your body. You know, it affects your temperature with your body. You know, so that one of the things you want to keep in mind, a person that's battling anxiety, they are 7 primary indicators, and among those is individuals that may feel that they're on edge, real nervous, real anxious, the sweaty palms as we were talking about a moment ago. An individual that is worrying, and when I say they are worrying, they cannot control their level of worry. Everybody's going to worry at some point in time, but I mean like they're worrying all night long, cannot turn the channel. They're all night long, they're thinking about it, and they have what we call racy thoughts, that is like going like a locomotive. Then you have another criteria that an individual is not just worrying, but worrying about a lot of different things at one time. You know, it's like, I'm thinking about the bills, I'm thinking about the kids, I'm thinking about my job, I'm thinking about, it's like, whoa. And they can't even think, to the point before they know it, they have taken a Tylenol PM, they forgot they took the Motrins, they forgot they took the Excedrin, they took the BC at 12 o'clock, and it's ongoing. Another indicator is the inability to relax. What is that? You know, being able not just to sit down and I'm looking at this TV show, but I'm still doing while I'm watching the TV show, so you're not even concentrating on the TV show. That inability to just sit down after that wonderful, luxurious bubble bath with bubbles everywhere and everything else, then you get out and your mind is racing again. Another indicator that individuals have when it comes to anxiety is that they are very easily agitated or irritable. It's like pop off, like a firecracker. It doesn't take much. It doesn't even have to be on a subject matter. You don't even know why you're irritated. It just happens. And finally, that fear that something awful is going to happen. You just already have it in your mind. So an individual that's battling anxiety, when they get up in the morning, they're already thinking something bad is going to happen. Or when they get up in the morning, they can't even relax while they're driving the car. It's just everything is so tense. It is important for that individual to seek help. And the reason is because you can be so anxious and having heart palpitations, just like we talked about depression, and individuals actually have physical symptoms. That person can have those physical symptoms, that you can feel like you're having a heart attack. And those are the things that does have to happen, because they have to have medical attention. They have to slow down, have to watch their diet as well, have to look at what am I doing for exercise, and what's very important, I need support. You need a listening ear. It is okay to slow down. One of the things that I do in my practice as well is to tell the individual it's okay to give yourself permission to slow down your thoughts. It's okay. We have to give ourselves permission to do whatever it is that we're going to do. If we don't give ourselves permission to even take in information, it doesn't matter. So we have to give ourselves permission. It's okay. Today, this is where I am, but I don't have to stay here. Things happen to us. Events are going to happen. Some events, you know, we cannot stop them. They're inevitable. They will occur. But we have to look at what my belief system is, my pattern of thinking is, and what about that do I need to change? Versus the other person, versus the situation, versus the job, versus the home, versus the kids. What about me do I need to change? And look at my ritual. Rituals and schedules are very, very important when you're talking about the course of change. Talking about the course of change, I got to look at my whole day. What is going on in my day? What's on my plate, if you will, that I can take off? That's not an emergency today. What can I take off? What can I leave off? What do I have to revisit? But I have to make a priority. Those are the things, especially people battling with anxiety, have to look at what is a priority right now. Is it going to hurt me if I don't do this today? if is the world going to fall apart if I do not address this right now? Looking at what is a priority, because a person battling anxiety actually thinks that everything is a priority, everything is an emergency,
Yeah.
everything has to
That's
happen
me.
3 days ago, but
Yeah.
it does not. So those are the things that we have to keep in mind, because one of the things you want to consider is that people battling with anxiety and depression, and yes, an individual can have depression and can have anxiety at the same time. Now, depression, if they're clinically diagnosed, is also called what they call unipolar. You only have one mood order, but a person that's up here today, down here 5 minutes, down here 10 minutes, up here next 10 minutes, those are the individuals that are struggling with what we call bipolar. They're having two different disorders going on at the same time over a period of time. So those are the things that you just kind of want to, I just threw out some other diagnosis or other disorders, if you will, that you will hear from time to time that people talk about. And again, it is important, it is imperative, because you may even hear some individuals talk about schizophrenia. It is real. It is real. It is real. That is when an individual is really having some issues, not with their mood, but their mindset. How their mind, because some things they cannot turn off. There may have been some tragedy that may have happened, or it may not. Again, genetics. Again, that plays a big key with people that struggle with schizophrenia, that have that diagnosis, that have those problems, because those are individuals that their thought pattern is distorted. They may be thinking things out of the box. That's not the norm. Okay, they may hear some things other people cannot hear. They may actually see things others cannot see. That's that schizophrenia that that you probably heard people talk about before. You may hear some people may say that that person was diagnosed as schizoaffective. That's another whole ball game. Well, that's when the mindset is challenged with the thoughts and also the mood. So that individual is really struggling. What are we saying tonight? We're talking about different disorders that are real. Different disorders need to be addressed, and different disorders that you can learn to cope with. You can live again. You can move forward. You can deal with it. You can be diagnosed, just like a person that has heart disease. They have been diagnosed with heart disease, excuse me. They are diagnosed with heart disease, but they can still live. They can follow a course of treatment. Well, a person diagnosed with depression or anxiety can still live, but has to follow a course of treatment. I do look forward for us coming back talking about PTSD.
Yes.
That's one of the diagnoses that is more critical, and they only have 5 indicators.
Wow.
Wow, yeah. An individual that may have been through an horrific situation that has been very difficult and over a course of time. It may be a natural disaster. It may be a fire. It could have been some type of abuse, whether it's physical or sexual assault. It could have been a car accident that may have happened. They could have seen someone killed, or know of someone that has died by homicide, or know of someone died by suicide. That can stay in a person's mindset. And as a result, that individual will have complications with nightmares or dreams. That individual may try very hard not to think about what has happened, but it keeps popping up in their mindset out of nowhere. That individual may be very easily startled. So individuals struggling with PTSD, we have to watch our proximity. We have to watch where we sit, where we talk, because it could be a trigger, not that you mean for it to be, not that they want it to be, but because of where they are with their disorder and how they are coping with it. You just have to deal with individuals differently. Some of those same individuals, along with those nightmares and along with being easily startled, they again may try not to think about those things, but it keeps popping up, and just how they handle different things. So again, it's very important, and I do look forward to talking about it, because sad to say, right here in the state of South Carolina, even in the county of Darlington, in the county of Florence, there are so many people that are battling with PTSD. A lot of people think that a person would have to be in the military to encounter PTSD, but no, again, it can be anything that has been traumatic. Some people that may have a stillbirth, they have carried this child for 8 months, and then they had to bring forth this child. That is traumatic.
Yeah.
An individual that may have lost a parent in a horrible car accident, or and they were very, very close. Again, that is traumatic.
Yeah.
So it can be different things that have been traumatic for that particular individual.
Well, you're bringing the tea tonight, and we don't want to give them too much tea because we want you to come back next week, hopefully, and you can come back and talk some more about PTSD and more about anxiety. But I do have one thing that was on my mind to say. Like, I called a friend this morning because on my way to work, it's like sometimes, and a lot of people probably go through this as well, like I can be happy one moment. No, not one moment. Like my day can be going good. Like I'm so happy, but then in my mind it's like, why are you so happy? Don't be happy. Like, what is that? I say it's the enemy that try to come in and steal the joy.
Okay.
Could that be anxiety?
Well, the thoughts, again, as I said, when it comes to anxiety, those are those 7 indicators. And again, being diagnosed, for an individual being diagnosed with anxiety, you have to have so many of those indicators like checked off, okay? Mm-hmm. We can go through a state like sadness. Being sad is not depression, because sadness is not going to keep me in my bed. Thoughts can come all the time. Thoughts come out of nowhere. We could be sitting right here, right now, and I can start talking about the ocean. I can start talking about a ship that's on the ocean. I can start talking about, listening to the waves. I could talk about the warm sun that you have. Well, guess what? Your thought change.
Just like that.
Just like that. So thoughts come out of nowhere. And because we have thoughts, it doesn't have to mean that I have this particular stigma, or I have this particular diagnosis. It could just be a thought. Now, what's important? What do we do with those thoughts?
I try to ignore it, but sometimes it'd be so hard. Like I can be in a fabulous mood, and then it's like, why are you so happy?
Yeah. Again, what do we do with them? Because that low mood is kind of coming in and kind of settling in. We have to do something different, and it comes back to moving a muscle to change a thought. We have to do different things in order to change our thought pattern, because our thought pattern doesn't have to make us who we are. Those are just thoughts. Thoughts are going to come. We have thoughts. Next thing you know, it connects to our feelings, our emotions. Our feelings and emotions connect to our behaviors. Our behaviors, when we act out or we act on, it goes back to a thought. Why in the world did I do that?
Yeah.
So thoughts, feelings, behaviors. We have to just look at that, look at our pattern. And when we begin to look at our pattern and look at how am I handling this, then we can do something different. I tell people all the time, I love the stickies. Whoever made those stickies up, I just love them, love them, love them. Yeah. Because what you can do, you can put a sticky up on your mirror, a sticky up on a closet door, a reminder. Sometimes because of things we go through and because of our busy schedules, we just need to do something simple, taking time. Taking time to those, what you just said, like the thought came and you say, why are you so happy? Okay, why not? Today is a fabulous day. So coming back and counteract what I just thought about. That thought that just came in my head. What do I do with this? My daughter always said, Mom, you be acting like you got high self-esteem all the time. I'm like, I love me.
Yeah.
And if I don't, no one else will. I'm saying that now because, okay, I'm getting ready to go on another phase in my life, another age, and so I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to act now with this wonderful age that I'm getting ready to creep up on? Well, I love it. I love it. So again, it's how we perceive things, our mindset, and the message we're giving to ourselves.
Wow. I appreciate you coming here today. Like, this is not only, the ones that asked me to bring someone on to talk about mental health, but like I needed to hear this as well. Awesome. Because it's things that I'm still fighting, in my personal life, and we all needed to hear this tonight.
Awesome.
And I'm so hoping that you come back.
I do welcome the invitation. I'm very excited, and I'm really glad again becoming a part of this greatness that's going to be happening in this area. Just excited about all these wonderful things that's going to happen. And thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. And guys, thank you for watching Tangy Tea of Life. We're going to end right here tonight. We're not going to spill any more tea tonight. You're going to have to come back next week to get some more tea. Okay, but guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave comments below. And if you have any topic suggestions, if you want to be a guest on Tangy Tea of Life, make sure you go to our email, tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. Once again, guys, subscribe. I'm always stumbling over that word. Subscribe, click that bell so that you can get notified when the next video arrives. And thank you guys so much. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, that was so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
That was
you.
wonderful.
Your tea wants to work magic.